the episode Sunset from Breaking Bad. It was alright, you know, no real bad episodes in Breaking Bad. It's also when Gale was introduced, which was just lovely. Solid B tier. The color 30D4FC. Yeah, I mean, that looks like a cyan, I guess. Not bad. C tier. King Ashurnasirpal, or however it's pronounced. You can feel free to correct me if you want, all the way from the Assyrian Empire in the 9th century before Christ. Ashurnasirpal was the life of the party. His hangouts got so wild, they had fucking rivers of beer. Well, shitty ancient beer, but still. As they say, there ain't no party like an Ashurnasirpal party. Respectable low A tier. Actually, well, I think he kinda did own slaves. So maybe bump that down to a questionable B tier. The Warpstone item from Deadlock. Amazing item, works well on any character, and very easy to use. Dignified B tier. My uncle, Spiridon, super chill guy. When I was 6, I had a tooth that grew from like the ceiling of my mouth, and when I got it removed, the dentist let me keep it for some reason. And I like asked my uncle if he could turn it into a necklace for me, and he just went, sure. So to the horror of my teachers, I walked around with a fucking human tooth on a string around my neck like a fucking little first grade barbarian. I think I lied to them and said it was made out of wood or something. Just for that though, Uncle Spiridon gets a high A tier. The 3 hour 46 minute 23 second part of this video. C tier. Logitech G Hub. Complete piece of shit UI and it makes my fucking hair fall out. I can't in good conscience though place it in F tier because that's like reserved for the Holocaust and whatever. So I guess a reluctant D tier. Tooth cavities. Okay, I know I just said the F tier was reserved for like the Holocaust, but the amount of suffering caused by dental issues across humanity's history is unimaginable. Like imagine a prehistoric 6-year-old with a very painful toothache complaining about it, and then a fucking shaman with a pointy rock puts a hole in his head to let the fucking evil spirits out or whatever. Shit's horrific, F tier. Kevin Garvey from The Leftovers, one of my favorite characters in television. Dare I say one of the greats. A tier. The Genkai nuclear power plant. Well, I've never been, but I'm sure it's lovely. You know, giving clean energy to all the fine folk of Higashimatsura. Yeah, A tier, I guess. The Trapezohedron. Very respectable 3D solid. Look, it's decent, nice angles. Don't see it too often, but no reason it would go lower than C tier. Tangerism. An ancient religion from Asia about worshipping the almighty blue sky. It's not exactly the trendiest branch of theology, but it still has a good amount of followers. Hope nobody minds me placing it into B tier. It's a very respectable placement, like, unlike where I'm going to place your religion. Music. Well, that's an easy S tier. You probably heard the phrase music can touch you, but you know, it's because it's true. Music scratches a part of the brain that literally nothing else can. Just listen to my favorite song. Don't you feel touched? Music was made for humans just as much as humans were made to enjoy it. It's sort of like a cultural symbiote, if that makes sense. From the beginning of history, music walked alongside humanity and evolved to match its hosts. Or something like that, I don't know. Siriusopolis Downtown, the 41st level of Serious Sam 2. I haven't played the game in like 12 years, but I remember liking it every level. And looking back at it, Siriusopolis was a vibe. I still really like that old school retro depiction of a big city. Nostalgic A tier. Lyme disease. Well, just like the tooth cavity thing, Lyme disease probably caused untold amounts of suffering to humanity before antibiotics were invented. And like ticks in general just freak me the fuck out. F tier. The Heckler and Koch G11K2. Oh no, this bad boy packs a mean sting. Or used to, at least, before it got discontinued. Encarta 96. It was an old Microsoft software that was basically meant for education, but more often than not it was used as entertainment for young millennials that didn't have any friends. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kinda larping here. Encarta 96 was history by the time I developed Sentience, but my older brother swears it was the coolest shit of all time. And I believe him. Magic painting sounds absolutely thrilling. C tier. Augusto Pinochet. Fucking F tier. He's like right up there with Adolf in terms of evil and brutality. What else is there to say? My old dog, Jolly. She was a Belgian Malinois before she poke evolutioned into a corpse. I fucking love that dog, but I gotta say, she was just pure evil. She liked me and my family, but had nothing but malice for any other living organism. It wasn't her fault she didn't get trained, but when she grabbed one of my neighbor's dogs by the leg because he got too close to our fence and almost gave it a DIY amputation, I didn't exactly feel like this dog would go to heaven, you know? Apprehensive B tier. Cotard's delusion. It's a mental illness that makes you believe you are dead. So it's pretty shitty, not gonna lie, if a little relatable. D tier. The second half of the movie The Lighthouse. It definitely felt like a descent into madness, which I think is what they're going for. And overall I liked it better than the first half, so B tier. The year 1127. Well, apparently that's when Charles the Good got assassinated, so yeah, that's no good. D tier, I guess. S-Croc. Well, I mean, it's kinda obvious, you know?
F tier.
Sleep, you know, good old snoozing. There's not much better than sleep, I tell ya. There was this one YouTube video I saw about finding out what the single best thing ever is through a complicated voting process involving thousands of people. Clearly they don't respect the art of a good tier list. And the single best thing apparently was voted to be sleep. Which truly makes perfect sense. There is no single bad part about sleep. Getting tired sucks, but that's not sleep. That's just the cure to getting tired. I mean, there's oversleeping by accident, but I'd say that falls under stupidity instead of sleep, you know? Sleeping gets an S tier. Mark for S tier. Oh, I didn't want to do 2 S tiers in a row, but this guy is just too awesome. He's a TikTok live streamer that plays the piano wearing a clown nose. Truly, what could better encompass peak male performance? He also draws cool S's and hangs them on his wall, and sometimes he ships them to viewers. And he sent one to me. I'm never going to see it because he got lost in the international shipping process, but still, it's the thought that counts. S tier. Everything else, a solid C tier, I guess.